Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot and welcome to your annular solar eclipse readings, the eclipse being in Gemini. As ever, there will be a timestamp below so you can shoot ahead to the reading, but hang around for a few minutes so you can listen at least once to my discussion of this eclipse. And also the other reason that I do it is watch your sun, your moon and your rising, especially your rising, just in tarot readings in general. If you know your rising sign, then that's the one you should more often not be watching. There is a link in the description to get yourself a free birth chart. I mean, there's dozens of sites on the web that will do that for you. But just a note about the reading, general reading rules apply. Timing is far from absolute, especially with this eclipse. But I'll discuss that in a few moments. But what you can do is ask a question beforehand. I'm not going to guarantee, but it is a Celtic cross that I'm doing. So it's got a bit of a past and a present. You'll be able to tell if the reading is for you or not. I would say take the whole reading or don't take any of the reading. Either the entire thing resonates as a unit or it doesn't. I mean, if it doesn't, go and watch your sun, go and watch your moon, or any part of your chart for that matter. Now, housekeeping, there is a link down there as well for the Facebook page for this channel. I post these videos here. I sometimes post the astrology weather forecast type videos that I watch, but I've been a bit remiss in that recently. But more importantly, it's got an inbox. So if you want to contact me directly for a personal reading, that's the best way to do it. There's a link tree down there, so you can find my Twitter and you can find my this, that and other. But the Facebook's the best method. So if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And once you've heard my stuff, feel free to press the subscribe button. You will be welcome. That's it, really. I don't want to go too deeply into this eclipse because I already posted a show Tuesday night that I did with astrologer David Fischer, but that was looking at the strict Hellenistic astrology of this eclipse. There's a few other aspects that I do like to look at. Now, this is at, as you will no doubt know by now, 19 degrees Gemini. Now, the angel of this degree, so not the 5-degree arc, but just this specific degree, is Cahatel. Now, Cahatel is, despite the fact that angels are supposed to be genderless, Cahatel is considered to be a male angel who, for one thing, expels bad spirits. So there's a chance to get rid of more negative energetic influences that are around us. Interestingly, he's also considered to be an angel of reality. Cahatel's gift is to make angels, to make dreams and illusions real, to bring them from something in the mind to something in the real world. He lives in, I mean, this is with the qualification, of course, that it's all in line with the divine plan. He helps assist in the manifestation of divine will on earth. But that's a really interesting point, since in the astrology aspect, then there's a lot of illusions and lies being brought up for attention and hopefully dismissed. Hopefully not necessarily that the truth is seen, but the illusion is seen. That someone can look at something and go, you know what, that's not real. I might not necessarily know what is. You may find that out, but that's not real. That can't be trusted. But in the meantime, there's going to be some dreams, which that's the Neptune in Pisces again, giving us some good stuff as well as bad stuff, that we can start bringing into the 3D reality. Again, is it in accordance with God's will or divine will, however you want to look at it? Cahatel's home is within Keter, the topmost or crown of Sephiroth of the Tree of Life. But he also has connection with Yesod, where he brings things down to the physical plane, hence that manifesting reality. And with the Keter aspect, also the dispelling of bad spirits. Now, I can't remember if I've said this already. I have mixed feelings about this eclipse. The lunar eclipse I thought was lovely. I thought this, yeah, we're going to get rid of stuff. We're going to have a opportunity to do some shadow work and just discard some stuff. And there's pregnant new beginnings, poignant points of learning and stepping off. But the symbols for this degree are a little double-edged. 19 degrees Gemini, for those astrologers that have written about how it manifests in a natal chart, it seems there's an element of unbalance. You can have success, but then it's whipped away from you. Or you can have success and end up in a position of abusing power. So I do think there is that risk of abuse of power going on during this eclipse, but also it will be highly noticeable. So is it the abusing of power, or is it that the abusing of power is obvious and under our eyes? And I would hope to say it's the second, and not too great an abuse of power at that, just for the sake of, I don't know, everybody on the planet. Another level on that, I mean, you've got the symbols, as I said in the astrology show, of the sun representing the leaders, the moon representing the people, and the people here are drowning out the leader by eclipsing the sun. But the inside degree or Chandra symbol, let me bring this up. No, I'm on the wrong page. Bear with me. Let me bring this up. Is a bull stung by a scorpion. Now, before I read the explanation that goes with it, I just want to look at that imagery. The bull has frequently been associated with images of the leader. One of Jupiter's symbols was the bull. The bull was also a symbol of Enlil, if we go all the way back to ancient Sumer. It can represent the emperor, what's in charge, emperor on tarot way. So being stung by a scorpion, well, first thing that springs to mind on that is the story of, what is it, the scorpion and the frog, or the scorpion and the something, where the scorpion rides on the frog's back but still stings him on the way once they're nearly at the other side, because that's his nature. However, there's two symbols with that: being stung by something poisonous that is only acting according to its nature, but the leader being stung, which could be a good thing and could be a bad thing. But interestingly, in Hellenistic philosophy, some astrologers, I found this out from Ksenia Moore, go watch her video, it was superb. The duration of the eclipse indicates how long the eclipse effects will last. This eclipse is lasting for 5 hours. 5 hours. That's 5 years worth of effects coming from now. So you might not feel it immediately. These readings that I do here now today might not even kick in for a week, a month, possibly even a year by the sounds of it. But to be honest, with everything that's going on in the sky, and the fact that I've been assured that we've just passed through the quiet half of the year, astrologically, 2 Saturn-Uranus squares and everything else that's been going on, that's the quiet half. So I think those first initial effects will come reasonably fast, reasonably soon. So let's have a look at this bull stung by a scorpion. The elaborate ritual of putting yourself through life or death crises to determine what you are made of and how far you are willing to go in this life. I'm not sure I want to read any more after that. Right. Choosing from expanded faculties the optimal situations to enact this battle royale. Selecting what is karmically familiar. Variations on old themes involving bondage and freedom. So there you go. There's that whole leader image. When you are trapped, caught, stuck, a furious inner force asserts itself and can reconfigure everything. But it is a high-stakes ritual drama and loaded with real dangers. You must check yourself out in ultimate ways. for there is surging in your blood an impulse towards liberation, which cannot be distorted in any way. An extraordinary journey through radical tests and trials of an initiatory intensity. It's all about guts and stripping away everything but the true inner direction. If you must slay and move through illusions on every front, that is just how it is. Again, this is reflecting the very astrology, because the 19-degree Gemini symbol has got very little to do with, well, the fact, no, I take that back, because Mercury is Cazimi, the sun with the eclipse, and square to Neptune. So there we've got those illusions, dreams, but that Cazimi apparently gives it extra whammy, and the fact that it's at home in Gemini gives it extra whammy. So a lot of things will be visible and coming to the surface. Anyway, carry on with this. You cannot survive any longer on old ways to do it. It is time to welcome the enemy into your very midst and discover that there are no enemies. This reminds me of, at the New Year, Astrology Hub did a panel looking at 2021. And one of the astrologers whose name I absolutely forget said a good symbol to this year is invite the witch to the table. So that's the whole image of, who is it? Sleeping Beauty or Snow White, either way. Sleeping Beauty especially, I suppose. You don't not invite the witch, because you're having a party, you're having a meal, you invite them in. You make them part of the occasion, part of the process, part of the family, part of the tribe, whatever, because when all's said and done, they're another living being here amongst you. So there's certain problems that all of you face, so you might as well all face them together. And I like that, but I struggle with it, especially in such very, very divided times politically. Is there anything else that I wanted to... yeah, the readings that I've actually done, because I filmed some of them already, this bit that you're about to see. They all seem to be about setting something right and addressing issues. So I think that that's another indication that lots of things are going to come to the surface, and this is not going to be easy. But it should not be easy. Now, I'll put a link to the astrology show with David in the description down below. Obviously, while you're here, I would love you to subscribe, because I'm still a baby channel. I'm outgrowing my diapers at the moment, but I am still a baby channel. And thank you to returning subscribers, by the way. Give the video a like, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. You know the plot. Every single presenter says it. And I think that's all my housekeeping. So let me, rather than waffle more, bring up the cards. Right, Aquarius, this eclipse happens in your 5th house. If you're Aquarius rising, this is your fun, your romance, your creativity, your more physical proclivities, maybe. It's the fun place. Now, that's an interesting context for this reading, because this reading is all at once a most wonderful pat on the back and a total telling off. What I want to say is also it's feeling like, because like one of my other signs, or one of my other, yes, because I own them all. Like one of the other signs, I'd said, yeah, I've given you some pretty pants readings this year. I think it was Leo. And you've had a lot going on as well, Aquarius. But it's coming, if it has not already come to an end. Now, however, you have to let it end now. That's one of the messages that I'm seeing here. So you've been victorious, or you are victorious, and you are surging ahead with a new life, but there's still an element of anxiety there. But you made this decision. This choice was dangled in front of you for so long, and you made the decision to go, right, that's it, I'm moving, I'm doing it, I'm making the change, I'm killing something, I'm cutting it out. Whatever this death card, you put an end to something. Now, if you've put that end to something, stick to it. The reason that I'm saying this is on the base of two, count them, two of the 3 decks that I use, we have the 4 of Cups. And here, the angel Hamiel of the Principalities. This is the angel that took Enoch to heaven. This is indicating a spiritual teacher or the need for a spiritual teacher. There is guidance coming your way. Whether you're listening to it, that's why the Mad Prophet's here. From the Mausolea, we have the Keeper of Whispers, the Mad Prophet. And, there's such a... I mean, it says along the bottom, curiosity, madness, forbidden knowledge. And yes, there's such a wonderful feeling about the unfurling of secrets that no one else knows. And, it makes everything make so much sense now. But that, in and of itself, is a gift purely for you to have that 5th house fun with, for you to go, this is beautiful, I see how it all connects. However, you don't, I won't say you don't, but you need to beware of using that knowledge to set the scales right in your own mind. Because whatever this previous situation was, you know very well that it's finished. 10 of Swords here. So, just discard in the recent past that led you to make the decision to bring you this current victory. Just discard again on how you are feeling. But with a 10 of Swords and the Sun card, the happy, happy, joy, joy card. So you're feeling good that you've made this decision, that you've called it all to an end. And then we have Smikiel, the Angel of Vengeance, and the goddess Diti, representing revenge. Vengeance, revenge. And that puzzled me to start off with after I'd laid the cards when these came out. But there is a chance of resolution here, which is what Valak here is bringing to you. But it's resolution if you listen to the guidance, that it's that you have the chance to move forward with. Knight of Wands here, Knight of Wands here. What is interesting is this strong feminine energy that is the opposition to you, the opposing, your obstacle. We have the High Priestess, and I know people think the Empress is all that, but out of all the female cards in the tarot, I think the High Priestess, let me talk in my geek terms, the High Priestess kicks ass. You know, I love the High Priestess. I love everything that she stands for, that she is offering. She is clarified by the Queen of Cups, someone who... This is the Queen of Cups in her guise that makes me more uncomfortable. Oh, she's got a dream, all right. She's got plans. And she sits there with her cup in her hand, just going, yes, I see what's happening, and I know what I will make happen. So it's this Queen of Cups has an agenda. She will not be satisfied until her dream is realised. And she has the power to realise it. Queen of Wands here. Now, if this had been Queen of Cups out of this deck and the Queen of Wands in this deck, I'd feel less uncomfortable about it. But as it is, there's the urge to teach someone a lesson What I am tempted to say is either they have learnt it or they're going to learn it, and Spirit is the one that's going to bring this in with this Queen of Swords at the top. Your job is, since the situation has ended, cut the contact, have nothing more to do with it, move on, and also to let go. There's, with the first card out of the Oracle of Heaven Hell being Mizrael, with self-atonement. So it's almost, is there a little bit of self-blame that you had been in this situation in the first place that caused you to make this decision to move out? And yes, I am drawing on the previous Aquarius readings that I've done. But this has been an ongoing theme, on and off. You've had moments of respite, but this has been an ongoing theme for the last year or so. But now is the time, let go, move on. Listen to the secret knowledge, enjoy the secret knowledge, move on with the secret knowledge. But as for this old situation, enough. Use that Ten of Swords. Curtain call now. Now, what Spirit is bringing in for you is rapid change, Eight of Wands, Queen of Swords, the ability to cut off whatever connection, and also lightning sharp insight. And also it's I like how this Queen of Swords is opposed to these three strong feminine cards here, because it's only right that it would be the Queen of Swords that opposes them, because the Queen of Cups is all emotion and plan and dream, and the Queen of Wands is all action, and the Queen of Swords is the one with the big sword that says no, and this is why, because I see it clearly. Queen of Cups sees what she wants to. The High Priestess is, strange noises outside. The High Priestess is here. There's an element of illusion. I mean, she's really reminding me of the Moon card. And there's this element of having an agenda. You know how the negative side of the Hierophant, here it seems to be like the High Priestess is having that negative side. That there's all that side of, now that you've achieved power, we're going to use it. But one feeling that I get from all of this is success is the best revenge. Now, you are going through a healing time. You are being given the healing time. You've been given the respite. You are seeing your ships come back. You are seeing the growth from the efforts that you've made already. So why rock the boat? You are being called to lock away that part of yourself that would want to lash out, because this chapter has finished. Listen to the guidance that is coming through to you. And I'm not just saying listen to me, but I mean, other than don't give your power away to a tarot reader, of course, listen to every word that I'm saying, but if this reading is for you, you will be hearing this message from other places, not just from me. Because there is, interestingly, Spirit's bringing in the Two of Cups. There's a new union. Someone's offering you a choice for a transformation. That they're really laying something on the line, completely clear. You have those options of you go that way, what with DT and Simikiel, and bear in mind that if there's an element with Simikiel. It says something along the lines in the book about Simikiel's sword cuts both ways. If you call Simikiel to enact your vengeance, he will do just that. And then he'll turn around and look at you. And if you've got this self-atonement thing going on, if you are holding some guilt over something, you don't want Simikiel looking at you. Now, what's more important is understanding. We have, oh God. Yahel, Yahel, here with desire to know. Balanced, interestingly, with Valak, who's here talking about, here talking about relationship strife, but here he's also offering you resolution. So it's like putting an end to something, but I want to say, and I think I might call the reading this, success is the best revenge, because we finish with Ha'ir, representing politics and ambition. But with all this desire to know and the keeper of whispers, the forbidden knowledge, it's informed political action. Now, bear in mind, I am not saying that you're necessarily going to stand for candidacy for some post or another in a political realm, but there is nothing in this world that is not politics. The relationship between you and your mum is political, because you know when there's all those half said things, or when actions are making statements, or statements are hinting at actions, and that there is no relationship that exists on God's green earth that doesn't have an element of politics going on in it. Because that is the art of negotiation, the art of compromise, which relationships are also very much the art of compromise. So politics is constantly there. Which is weird, because that brings to mind, as I was talking about that, I focused back on Simikiel. So somehow, and this won't be apparent right now, but somehow taking some form of restitution act, some form of revenge, is throwing the baby out with the bathwater. And the guidance is just going, walk away. You've already walked away. Why are you looking back? Just walk away, because someone else is offering you a wonderful chance of transformation. Now, you're thinking, can I do the work for this new self? Can I balance this new self with the requirements of the old self? Well, no, to be quite honest, no, you can't. So don't bother with the requirements of the old self. That's why it's called the old self. It's gone. It's over. It's been. Let go. Those coins in this dancer's hands are not razor sharp discs that you can send spinning at someone. And that's how I first interpreted them when I looked at it. It's almost, she reminded me of the DC characters like Cheshire or Talia al Ghul, or I suppose from the Arrow TV series you'd say Nissa al Ghul, wouldn't you? But can you put all the work in? Will the harvest come from what you're wanting to do? Yes, but there is a lot of work to do with it. But it's something that needs to be handled delicately and can't be taken all at once. You are going to come to an emotional resolution here. So there is that sense of whatever is making that bit in you scream revenge. There's no need. There's no need whatsoever. And as I say, there is a warning that somehow you're throwing the baby out with the bathwater doing that. And I don't mean that whoever you would feel that you need to have revenge on is going to be useful for you. But I rather feel like if you was to lash out in that way, someone else who would be useful for you would see it and walk away, saying, I'm not having anything to do with this. And you wouldn't blame them under normal circumstances, but then again, they don't know. But I'm drawn totally still to this keeper of whispers. It's just, there's new things for you to find out, a whole new field for you to find out, surge ahead with, and you're gaining material comfort, security, stability. That's the word I'm looking for. Stability. If you stay on the path that you're on at the moment without doing the revenge thing. I think I might just read out what it says about DT in the book, the messages. Where is it? Down here somewhere. Think about what you really should do rather than what you want to do. This is the Dark Goddess foresight. This is from the Dark Goddess Oracle, by the way. Don't act in haste. So all of these things are like the warnings that you get with the Simikiel card. Your partner's ex is on the warpath. I'm not sure whether that's relevant or not. I don't think that is. These are the next bits that I think are important here. Think through all your options before taking drastic action. Again, this is why I was drawn to the Haia with the politics and ambition. Everything that you do is political. And there is an action that you can take that causes some form of witness to that action, not the recipient, but the witness, to walk away. And then walking away is the baby going out with the bathwater. Negative behavior needs to be addressed. That can be in yourself or in others. There's also there's a slight warning with DT because she was responsible for dividing India into Hindi and Tamil, for example. There's no need to divide when you are being offered to join with something else, whatever that means. Now, it probably sounds like a lecture that I've been giving you, and I don't want it to, because there's some beautiful things here. I love this King of Cups at the end. I love the fact that, yeah, it's a bit of an ongoing slog that you've signed yourself up for, but you signed yourself up for the right thing here. And as I say, I don't know fully what this means. This Keeper of Whispers, it's hinted things at me, but if you are diving into, I mean, what it's making me think of, if you've ever read Dragonlance, is the tower of the mages that Raistling goes to study in, for example, or in the Marion Zimmer Bradley books, the relay towers of the Matrix monitors, the getting all sorts of insight. Think, okay, something more modern. Well, it will be. The film isn't out yet, but the Bene Gesserit of Dune, or the Jedi Training Temple, or all those sort of arcane, intricate little secrets that each individual one of them makes no sense on their own. But when you see how they all link together, oh yeah, like the study of astrology, for example, when you see how it all links together, and there's that moment of, and then you see the web getting bigger and bigger. Those are the feelings that this Keeper of Whispers is bringing up in me. So there's some form of union coming up for you that's being offered for you, a choice that you can take. And if you're thinking about the revenge thing or the guilt for having got in that situation in the first place, that's what Mizrael is saying, all that guilt, if you're focusing on either of them, you'll miss out. And you're going to miss out on something very, very beautiful. But these cards imply that you are and you can, and bear in mind, this is not predictive per se. This is saying a possible future, and you can choose this future. But there's emotional resolution here coming for you, especially with Valak's influence here and here. There's a point where it will all make sense. Oh, that would be another good. In fact, I think I prefer that over the success is the best revenge. Right, I've waffled for long enough. This is actually beautiful, Aquarius. So if it means anything to you, please do comment down below. It is always useful to know that these readings are getting to the ears that they need to get to, whoever that may be, and that I'm not just sat talking like an idiot to my laptop. Obviously, like, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Now go and watch your moon and your rising signs. Cheers. Oh, and the astrology show that I did with David. It's well worth it. Cheers.